I'm on some spot without a solid berry. You never catch a dollar Paris. Why did I get married? I'm sick of hearing liars. Fuck the Jim Carrots. I'm busting up pimping like that. It's all necessary. Like 7 years, it's time to kill the people. Freedom, I'm a predator. Outside my social network, it's a business check on massacre. Got more money now. No nigga wait, but every time I'm bigger, I know I cause a major pain. Tell me about how I did it, right? Like Samuel, I'm changing language. Fast and slow, that big explain exactly what I stay. Y'all niggas lost like Nemo. I'm so Robin De Niro. Y'all bust the bus head on the block. I'm cashing my casino. Ladies say you got game. I just say thank you, Jesus. That's when you're trying to live like right. It's hard to see no way. But I know I can't burst in because I've been there since straight and damn. So this week, my mind. Call it Independence Day.
What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. Wednesday, NBA Talk with Jay. We're trying to get some cash again, man. See what I'm saying? As every single day, it's a tough slate. We got 6 games on the card. I'm about to go through every single one of them. I'm going to let you know how I'm looking at the games, and I'm going to get out of here, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button. If you really do like the show, subscribe to the channel. Join the channel as a member as well, my guys. It's going to send you good luck vibes. You're going to make even more money. See what I'm saying? I do have some plays that I post specifically exclusively in there, my guys. So join the channel as a member if you can. Go download the Action Network app. I don't see why you wouldn't. I mean, NFL experts, college football experts, they got bowls, articles up. They're letting you know inside info, all this type of stuff. College basketball, NBA, tennis, soccer, golf, whatever, NASCAR, whatever you like to bet, man, you can find it over there at Action Network. It's free to download. You can see all the articles, all the podcasts. You can follow experts picks for free over there. I don't see why you wouldn't download it like right now. You see what I'm saying? It's going to make you a better, my guys. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I even do a podcast. I do a Buckets podcast on there. You know what I'm saying? As well, my guys. So shout out to John Robinson, new member in the chat, man. My guy, Danny, he's always been a member since day one. That's my guy right there. Who else? Somebody else joined the channel as a member as well, man. My guy S-Ho Show. Now it ain't S-Ho, it's Show. You see what I'm saying? But y'all download the Action Network, app. Also join the channel as a member as well, my guys. I appreciate you guys for your support. Let's get straight to it here, man. Let's go over here to the streets of Orlando here. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm not here to pat myself on the back. None of that shit, man. I don't brag about the day before, and you know what I'm saying? None of that, man. Let's get straight to today. Let's go over here to the streets of Orlando in this one. Magic land 2 at the house versus the Philadelphia 76ers. I was watching the Magic game last night versus the Wizards. They were somewhat kind of, it's not that they were struggling. They were just like, they would get up double digits and then the Wizards would make a run. I guess what I'm saying is that game was a little bit harder. It took a little bit more out of the Magic than it was supposed to, in my opinion. If I'm not mistaken, the starters played damn near the whole fourth quarter. You see, so Wendell Carter Jr. played 21 minutes, but Franz Wagner, 38 minutes. Banchero, 38 minutes. Black only played 33 minutes. He had a really good game, career high, 23 points. Jalen Suggs played 30 minutes. Cole Anthony was really good off the bench as well, my guys. So it's a tough game for me. Obviously, now we know that the Sixers, first off, they've owned the Magic. They've won 9 of the last 10 games versus the Magic, and they're 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 meetings, guys. So you got the Sixers here that are 8-2 straight up in their last 10 games, but they are coming off that loss on Christmas Day versus the Miami Heat. So you got the Magic here that's on a back-to-back. They've played 3 straight road games. So they played 2 road games, Milwaukee and Indiana. Then they came home for Christmas, then fly out to Washington, D.C., win that game by 8 points, barely covered the spread, too. The Wizards probably should have covered that spread, but some late free throws for the Magic there ended up getting the spread covered for them. Now they head back to the house from Washington, D.C., down to Orlando with this road home back-to-back. Now, we know that this is a big game. We know that they want to show out versus Philly as well. But I can't lie. This is a tough game. I'll tell you right now. I wouldn't be surprised whichever happened. Joel Embiid is out for the Sixers. Nicholas Batum is out as well. But they still have some guys. Even in that Heat game, they showed you that they still have some guys that could ball. They had just went like 5 minutes without scoring. The game was basically over. But they gave the Heat all they could handle in that game. I think the Magic are one of those type of teams where they started off really high and they got to come back down to earth. You know what I'm saying? It's not saying that they can't make the playoffs, because they should should make the playoffs, or they're not a good team, but it's one of those situations where they're going to regress, like negatively regress. It's called regression to the mean. You see what I'm saying? So I think the Magic are in some of those one of those teams right now that they're going to start taking some losses, especially up against the point spread. So this line did touch 3, it's back down to 2. I agree with it. If I had to play something here, it would be Sixers plus the 2, but this is not a game that I feel super strong on. Sixers didn't really have to travel far from Miami. See what I'm saying? They have the rest advantage. They're coming off a loss. I wouldn't be surprised if Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, and guys like Paul Reed came to play in this game. Now, obviously, you're going to miss Embiid. Anytime an MVP candidate is out, it's going to take a toll on your team. But at least this is the second game with playing without Embiid. It's a tough game to try and figure out. I'll be honest with you. If I had to play something, I would lean Sixers here plus the 2, but it's not something that I feel super strongly on to bet. My guy Chappie Funk, I wonder what that means. Gifted 5 NBA Talk with J Money free sports betting piece. He basically gifted 5 memberships. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means he bought 5 memberships or he's gifting it to somebody else, but he did that yesterday as well. But I appreciate you, my guy. I'm not sure what that means, but I know it's nothing bad. I know it's not that bad. Does Action app work outside of the US? That's a really good question. I'm not sure where you're from. I'm not gonna even try to say your name, but that's a really good question. I'm gonna have to it should, because you can download it on any phone. So it should, but that's a really good question. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that, my guy. But this is a tough game. He says bought 5 memberships. Okay, I can dig it. I like that. I appreciate that, my brother. But man, tough game. I lean Sixers. I'm off the game. I mean, mainly because they're coming off a loss. That the Magic are due to regress. The Sixers are still like a top 4, top 3 Eastern Conference team. Even without Embiid, I could see them bouncing back versus the Magic here, who had a little bit of tougher game than they thought that they would last night up there in DC, my guys. I'd lean Sixers plus the 2 there. Let's go over here to the streets. We're going back to DC here. Wizards getting 7.5 at the house versus the Raptors. If you were watching that game, you see Kyle Kuzma kind of get banged up a little bit. He did finish the game, but I said to myself that he might not be playing the next night. And we know that the Wizards are a tanking team. This team is 5-24 on the season. They're 2-9 straight up at the house, 3-8 against the spread at the house, guys. The Wizards, they sometimes can surprise some teams. Now, I'll tell you straight up, the Raptors aren't the type of team that you want to be in a hurry to lay 7.5 with on the road. Their half court offense is ass. You're hearing talks of them possibly trading OG Anunoby, trading Siakam. The Raptors are not a great team, I'll tell you that, but they are better than the Washington Wizards. Now, these two teams did just play on November 13th. I remember that game because the Raptors, they were laying 8.5 at the house. They were down 7 at the end of the first quarter. They were down 19 at the end of the first half, my guys, for whatever reason. They were down by 20 points at some point in that game. The Raptors clawed all the way back to outscore them 66-43 in the second half. So the Raptors have shown that even if they have a horrible start versus the Wizards, they can clamp down and be like, all right, look, we're a better team. Let's go and take this game here. You see what I'm saying? So I'd lean Raptors here, but I can't lay 7.5 with them on the road. It's just not something I could do. The Wizards will probably be without Kuzma. They're probably going to be without Gallinari. He's been resting back-to-backs all season. They just got back DeLon Wright, their point guard, off the bench. He's going to rest here as well, just because when players come back from a while, they're not going to play them back-to-back minutes. That's even higher risk for injury, my guys. Then I'm going to have to turn my light on, man, my background trim. But lean Raptors here, but this is not a game that I would bet. Anything could happen here. Raptors have beaten them 6 out of the last 7 times. But like I say, when it comes to laying 7.5 on the road, this could be another close game like it was last night versus the Magic. But the Wizards are just so up and down. It's really hard to make money with some of these tanking teams. I'll likely be staying away from them for the rest of the season unless they're catching like 15 points in a spot that I really like. So not looking towards the Wizards. Could only lean Raptors, but I'm not going anywhere near laying the 7.5 with them, my guys. Let's get over here to the streets of Brooklyn in this one. Nets getting 6.5 at the house versus the Milwaukee Bucks on this one. First off, we don't even know if Giannis is going to play. See what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, Giannis is still on the injury report with like injury management or something. And it's like, damn, they're not on a back-to-back and they don't have a game tomorrow. So I'm not really sure why why he's on the injury report as far as injury management. They're coming off that loss of Christmas Day game versus the New York Knickerbockers in that one, but you got a ton of injuries for the Nets in this one. There's no Cam Johnson, there's no Nicholas Claxton, which means they're without their best center. You could go with Day'Ron Sharpe, but shit, even Dorian Finney-Smith is questionable here as well. So you got to look at Cam Thomas on his points prop in this game. You have to. The guy hasn't seen a shot that he hasn't not seen a single shot that he doesn't like, and he doesn't. I guess lately he's been trying to pass the ball a little bit, but Cam Thomas, he's like, when I'm out there, I'm gonna look to score the ball. That's it. If you gonna put me in the game, you know what I'm finna do. So, coach, you called me in here. I'm telling you right now, I'm not passing the ball. So when I saw that all these guys are out, because Spencer Dinwiddie's out, Cam Johnson's out, Nicholas Claxton's out as well. And then Dorian Finney-Smith is questionable here. So that kind of tells me with Dinwiddie being out, that says more minutes for Cam Thomas. And obviously, you know, if you see him play, my guy has not seen a shot that he does not like. You see what I'm saying? So I could see this being a Cam Thomas type of game, whether they cover the spread or win straight up or not. I think that the best look for this game will be looking at Cam Thomas towards his props. We know that the Bucks and their guards are not the best defensive guards. It's probably one of the worst worst three guard lineup as far as defense in the league, in my opinion. They can get buckets. Malik Beasley, Chris Middleton, and Damian Lillard. They're going to give you buckets. When we're talking about defense here, it's already hard to play defense in today's NBA, but these guys don't even want to. You see what I'm saying? So Cam Thomas should probably be the best bet here. Personally, I wouldn't go all in on the Bucks just yet because you don't even know if Giannis is going to play. That's their main matchup advantage going up against the Nets, a small ball lineup versus the Nets. You see what I'm saying? So if they don't have Giannis, now Brook Lopez could go crazy here. He's still the Nets all-time scoring leader, guys. It's crazy. Brook Lopez hadn't played for them in at least 4 or 5 years. He's still the all-time Nets scoring leader. So he's going to want to come back to Brooklyn and ball out, I'm sure. But I wouldn't bet the spread unless you know what's up with Giannis. If Giannis is in theory, they should smack the Nets. If he's out, it could be a little bit more of an even game. But that also means that Damian Lillard, guys like Middleton and Lopez probably go crazy in this game. So we're probably still lean Bucks with the rest advantage coming off the loss. But I need to know if Giannis is in there, me personally. That's just how I feel. You see what I'm saying? But Cam Thomas, I don't even know what his points prop is, guys. Y'all let me know what it is in the chat. Cam Thomas over his points. Don't take the assist. Now, and I ain't even playing. Don't look towards the assist for Cam Thomas. But literally just the points. Literally just the points for Cam Thomas. They probably going to have that shit high. They probably going to have it like 26 and a half. They know. The books know. If a lot of people think that they're smarter than the books, they know. They finna come out with a high-ass line for Cam Thomas. What I tell you? 27 and a half. And it seems about spot on. But I think he could go for 30 here, especially if he's starting. Yep. So it was 22 and a half. It went up to 27 and a half. Looks like you can smack FanDuel up for the 26 and a half. I'm not the best prop guy. And I don't know, the certain team gives up songs. I don't know all that shit. I just know what makes sense in my basketball mind. And Cam Thomas to possibly go for 30 points tonight is what makes sense to me in this game, guys. But once again, I'm not here to waste your time. I'm not here to waste your time, guys. But it looks like it said 26, 27 and a half, my guys. Let's go over here to the streets of OKC in this one. Thunder land 3 at the house versus the New York Knicks. Knicks have the rest advantage here. Now, it's a tough game for me because the Thunder are a young and hungry team, but I do know that they're due to come down to earth. I mean, excuse me. This isn't a top 2, top 3 team in the West. They can ball. They should make the playoffs this year. Like, not even play in term. They're a top 6 team in the West. I just don't think that they're a top 3 team. Now, I mean, that's just my opinion. That's not a fact. Right? The facts right now would say that they are. You see what I'm saying? That would be the fact. But I know that regression is due to come for these guys. They're coming off a huge win versus the Minnesota Timberwolves yesterday. So, yeah, they're top 3 right now in the Western Conference. I'm just here to tell you that that's not going to last. But, guys, teams like the Kings, top 6. It's not going to last. That's all I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? I think the Rockets would be in the playoffs today. Like if it ended today, the Rockets sit at number 8. So they'd be in the play-in tournament. That wouldn't last. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying is some of these teams that they come out so hot, they're going to regress. And I'm sorry, I hate to say it to some of the people. I know the Thunder are one of the best ATS teams in the league. Now, when you get to them laying points versus some of these teams, I don't agree with it. So honestly, I would lean towards the Knicks in this particular game. Not enough to bet it. They could have a letdown, even though So I want to make you guys understand something. So even though I think that the Thunder may not be laying points versus some of these teams, they could still catch a team in a bad spot. It was like the Minnesota Timberwolves last night. I'm like, I don't think the Thunder should be laying points, but I also know that the Wolves, like, this is the greatest spot for them. See what I'm saying? And some teams, they just match up well and they play harder than. Now the Knicks are going to come in this game and play hard, but you do worry about at least a little bit of a letdown coming off a huge Christmas game, which, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying we was on that, but they hadn't beat the Bucks in like the last 9 games that they played them. So they may have went home, and like Brunson said, he was going home and relax and stuff, but they may have went home and had some fun or party or had a little drink or something. Then they head back out on the road like 1 day later. You see what I'm saying? Now you got to go face a scrappy OKC Thunder team. So another game, I could see it going either way. If I had to bet it, I'd wait until the last minute and wait till this shit go all the way up, because it's touching 3.5 already. Everybody's going to bet the Thunder. The Thunder do have a game versus the Nuggets on deck. So it's not that they're going to look ahead, but when you're sandwiched in between a top tier Western Conference team, you beat them, then you got an Eastern Conference team, and then you got another game versus another top tier Western Conference team. Could possibly be a little bit of a sandwich spot. You see what I'm saying? So, but this is the 5th straight home game for the Thunder. It doesn't really make me feel all that great in my soul about betting against teams that's been like on a long homestand, because they're comfortable. They're in their own gym. They're in their own beds. They hadn't had to fly anywhere. Their shots are more likely to fall, staying in the same arena 5 straight games. They got the home crowd around them. So while they have won 4 of the last 5, they're 4-1 straight up and against the spread last 5. It's a tough game for me. I know that the Knicks can ball with them. Why? Because this is a game where the Knicks, missing guys like Mitchell Robinson and Jericho Sims, isn't that big of a deal. You could have, first off, Hardenstein, he can bang with Chet Holmgren. Holmgren might have a little bit of advantage, but Hardenstein is the more developed player, the more smarter player. But I don't know who's going to guard Julius Randle here. Look at the Thunder team, right? This team starts a center and 4 guards. 4 guards: Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, which is basically listed as a shooting guard. So you got Lou Dort, Josh Giddey, SGA, and Jalen Williams. Who's guarding Julius Randle? Randle could go crazy here. So I guess what I'm saying is, even if you don't like the spread here, looking at Julius Randle props in this one, you see what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, Julius Randle, he doesn't really have a matchup that's gonna bang with him down low. Dieng has went down to the G League as well for the Thunder, so they don't really have a backup center. I'm not sure what they're gonna do here, to be honest with you, with going up against Julius Randle. So that's a fact there, Rob. Knicks are definitely always unpredictable. You never know what you're gonna get from them. My guy says Brunson's gonna regress. That's a good point as well. I mean, the Thunder have the defense to slow down Brunson. This is the Julius Randle game, in my opinion. I don't know if they're going to cash or if they're going to cover spread, but I know that basketball-wise, Julius Randle is an absolute matchup nightmare for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I remember a time last year as well where the Knicks were in a horrible spot, and they went in there and beat the Thunder 129-119. And they were the underdogs once again. I think they were like on a back-to-back last game of a 5-game road trip. They went in there and shocked the world and beat the Thunder. Now they're the team that has the rest advantage here. I actually lean Knicks plus the 3, but even more, you need Randle to go absolutely crazy in this game, and I think that it's very possible. It's very possible. He says, "Do I bet player props? Hell no, bro. Every time I take a player prop, like I can come on here and suggest something, but I just don't bet player props. It's just not. It's not my forte. It's not my feng shui. You see what I'm saying? It's just not." It's not something that I do, but I think Cam Thomas over his points is a really good look today. And I think that Julius Randle, possibly like points and rebounds, maybe even PRA in this one, could be a really good look, in my opinion. But I do lean towards the Knicks here. Plus a 3. I think the Thunder are starting to get a little bit too much credit, my guys, in my opinion. It's a back-to-back, but they didn't have to travel anywhere, so it's not the same back-to-back. But I do lean the Knicks here. Plus the 3. I think they have the advantage. I think they have the advantage as far as the bench in this game as well, with guys like Josh Hart, Emmanuel Quickly coming off the bench in this one. So if Knicks are knocking down threes, they can win this game outright. If they're missing them, the game's going to go under, and then the Thunder might have a chance. You know what I'm saying? But Julius Randle over his points and rebounds, I think is a really good look in this game. I'd lean Knicks in this particular spot, guys. Let's head over to the streets of H-Town in this one. Rockets getting 2.5 at the house versus the Suns. It's another team. I don't know everything, guys, and I'm not saying that I do. You see what I'm saying? But I did say that the Rockets are due to regress. And you see the game last night versus the Pacers. First off, Dylan Brooks left with an ab injury, abdominal. You see what I'm saying? There, I think I saw somewhere that he's doubtful, but I think he's still officially questionable. I think Dylan Brooks is one of those players that could really mean a lot in this game. It's either you have him that can go up against Dylan Brooks or KD, or I'm not sure who is. Now I know that this team has been really struggling, the Phoenix Suns, but me personally, I like to bet on frustrated teams. I like to bet on teams that are in a must-win situation. Remember, I never bet against a team that's I never bet against a team that's what am I trying to say? That's like in must-win mode, or that's been struggling, or I guess that's the best way to say it, that they need a win. I guess I don't bet against teams that are in need of a win, and the Suns are in need of a huge win right now. They're only 3-7 straight up in their last 10 games, only 1-9 against the spread, and it's even worse now. I believe they're like 1-10 against the spread in their last 11, so they've been struggling. The Rockets are at the house, they're coming off a loss, but they still had to expend a lot of energy. I don't know if I want to bet against, I don't want to bet on any teams that's played the Pacers on the front end, or like if you're playing the Pacers on a back-to-back facing the Kings or the Pacers, and you're the team on a back-to-back, I don't want to be on that team. But it makes sense to not want to bet that team on the second leg of a back-to-back that had to play them the first leg, because you're running up and down the court the whole game. It's taking a lot out of you. See what I'm saying? The Rockets are a type of team where their defense first. The offense comes by committee. They have a little bit of turmoil right now as well, I'm noticing. So they benched Jalen Green last night. Udoka, he kind of has something. He's kind of getting tired of Jalen Green. If Jalen Green isn't going to be at his best, I don't think the Rockets are going to be at their best. Fred VanVleet, streaky player. Now, Şengün, he's been balling every night. I'll tell you that. He might be the most improved player this year. But you look at that Rockets bench, and this type of game, in my opinion, are the type of games where the Rockets bench like shows their defensive deficiencies. You see what I'm saying? This game it's still simple. This game is all on Devin Booker and KD. If they coming out here and they're tired of losing, they can smack these Rockets up. I'll tell you right now. If they really are down on themselves and super frustrated, and they get Nurkic and Okogie back as well, this could be the game where the Suns break out here. I heavily lean Suns by 2.5. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like the Suns here. I want to bet them. I need to see them get out of the funk first, but regardless how bad or not, the Suns, I think, are the right side in this game. I think that the Rockets are probably about to regress versus the lower tier teams. The Rockets are going to smack them up, but anybody with a really good pulse or a really good offense, or that are like in a bounce back type of spot, I think the Rockets finna start dropping some of these games. In my opinion, I think it started yesterday with the Pacers, and that just kind of showed me there that and if Dylan Brooks is out in this game, I'm just saying that's their main defender going up against an offensive team. Suns could put up 130 on them tonight, 120 on them tonight, which is a lot for the Rockets. I heavily lean Suns. It's the only way that I'm looking at this one. Yes, Şengün is a baby Jokic for sure. That's their only hope tonight, in my opinion. Either you need Fred VanVleet to go off for 30, you need Şengün to go off for a 30-point triple-double or something. Other than that, I don't see it happen. I think this line starting out at 1 yesterday, going up to 2.5. I think it's moving in the right place. I think the Suns are the right side in this game. I think they finally get a much needed win in this one. And I also looked at it. If the Suns do win this game, they're going to win. They're going to go on a little mini 4 or 5 game win streak, guys. That's what I see. It starts here, though. You got to win this one. And if so, they'll be set up to go on a nice little 4 or 5 game win streak, my guys. Possibly even more than that. But it starts tonight. You got to win this game. This is a must win game for the Suns, in my opinion. I like Suns minus 2.5. I hadn't bet it yet, but I like the Suns in this game. That's what I like, my guys. Let's go over here. Let's go over to the streets of Dallas in this one. Mavs laying 3.5 at the house versus the Cavs. I bet the Cavs +4, my guys. Now, we don't know what's going to happen with Luka. We don't know what's going to happen with Donovan Mitchell. This is a spot play for me. The Mavs are on the first game of a back-to-back. They're 1-5 against the spread this year on the first game of a back-to-back. For whatever reason, that was a little mishap on a Buckets podcast last night. I said that they were 0-5 against the spread. That's not the case. I went back and looked at it. I'm like, it ain't no way 0-5. They're 1-5 against the spread, and they're in the first game of back-to-back. And let's look at the spot. Sometimes there can be a real sandwich spot. You're coming off a big game versus the Phoenix Suns on Christmas Day. Now you could possibly have a letdown. Now you had who they play tomorrow. They played the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves kicked their ass both times in Dubai, and they also won the last time as well, which I'm just saying we might have been on the Wolves in that game. I'm just saying they lost 119 to 101. So they damn near got it's only one revenge game for the season. But when you look at those both preseason games they played in Dubai, Timberwolves smacked them both times. You could almost say that they have a triple revenge spot versus the Wolves on deck tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? So and the Wolves sit at the number one at the West. So I just kind of feel like that's why Luka's questionable here with the little quad. He's looking at that game tomorrow versus the Wolves like that's a much bigger game for us. Look, we want to turn up and really want to win that game, which I don't think that they will, even regardless. But let's see what happens. If the Mavs win tonight, I'm definitely fading them tomorrow. If they lose tonight, which I'm expecting them to, they might have a chance versus the Wolves tomorrow. But I still just think that the Wolves are a much better team. But mind-wise, I think that the Mavs are kind of looking ahead to that Wolves game tomorrow. So Luka could play. He might not play. I like what I've been seeing with the Cavs, though. 4-1 straight up and against the spread last 5 games. 3 of those were without Mitchell. They're just starting to find their stride. They're starting to figure that Jared Allen can damn near get whatever he wanted in the paint. If not, kick it out to the 3, and they're living and die with it. And this is why they got guys like Max Strus and guys like Georges Niang off the bench to make threes. You see what I'm saying? I like the Cavs here. I bet the Cavs plus the 4. I still like them plus 3.5. We don't know what's going to happen with the spread. I'm here to I keep it real with y'all. Luka could play. This shit could go back up to 7. Luka could play. Donovan Mitchell could be out. It could go up to 8. Now, Luka could be out. Donovan Mitchell could be in. Cavs close at -1. Either one of those could happen, my guys. This is kind of like the middle. I think the Cavs win this game regardless of who plays. So I went on ahead and took the 4 last night, my guys. That's what I did. If I had 2 top plays today, it would be Cavs first, and then it would be the Suns second. And then after that, let me just go back to it. So one I kind of say most confidence. I'd say Cavs. After that would be Suns. I still lean to Knicks and Julius Randle over his points. And I also lean to Cam Thomas over his points as well. But yeah, if I'm talking about shit that I'm leaning, let me get up out of here, man, because I ain't here to waste your time. I've been on here for 26 minutes, man. It's all love. I appreciate everybody for tuning in as always, guys. If you really do like the show, if you really do appreciate the time and work that I put in this, I be up at night until like 2 o'clock in the morning looking at shit, man. I can't even sleep most of the time because there's scenarios and shit going in my head. Damn, what happened if this dude's played? Damn, what happened if so-and-so? You know what I'm saying? So this is what I do for a living, guys. If y'all can, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends and family and people that you're seeing at the betting spot, sports books, and also join the channel as a member, man, if you can. My guy came in here and bought 5. He came in here and got 5 memberships, my guys. You can at least get one. Just takes one button. Just hit the join button, man, and you locked in with me. You see what I'm saying? But we locked in regardless. I'll never stop doing the show for free for everybody. You see what I'm saying? 773 people in here watching the like button. Watching the show. Hit the like button, man. We got 1.2 thousand likes yesterday. Let's get 1,000 again, man. What? It's one click, man. If you ain't gonna join the channel, you could at least hit the like button. What I'm on today, I took Cavs plus the 4. Full discretion. Don't know if Luka's going to play. Don't know if Donovan Mitchell's going to play. But I know who the Mavs play tomorrow, and I think it's a little bit bigger game. So I'll take Cavs plus the 4, plus 3.5, whatever, plus the points. I think they probably win this game. And heavily lean to the Suns, land 2.5, land 3. Heavily lean to a bounce back J spot with the Phoenix Suns in this one. Small lean to the Knicks plus a 3 and Julius Randle over his points and rebounds. I think that's probably the best looking at game. Don't know if Giannis is going to play yet, but we see with the guys out for the Nets. I think Cam Thomas over his points is a good look. I don't bet player props. I'm just letting you know who I think has the good matchup. Small lean to Philly plus a 2. Small lean to the Raptors land the points on the road as well, my guys. It's all love. Please hit the like button if you like the show. We need another 1,000 likes on the show. Get them algorithms up, man. Go download the Action Network app right now. Free picks over there. Free. You can follow experts. You can track their plays. You can see how they've been doing over the last month, over the last 7 days. You can follow who's hot. You can fade who's not. It's that simple. Action Network. It's a free. You can download it for free, man. Make sure y'all go check it out. Go check me out as well over there, and also hit the like button on the show. Join the channel as a member. We out, my guys. Let's get this cash. I hope everybody has a great day, and I hope you smack them bookies up, baby. Let's go. It's Us Against the Bookies. Let's cash, my guys. Hit the like button. We out.